So I realized that I just jumped into making these videos without really explaining who I am and why you should even listen to me. Hi, I'm Orondé. I like long walks on the beach and breakfast in bed and flowers. Honestly, I'm just a dude from the south side of Chicago that lives in LA. I do a bunch of stuff and I like sharing what I've learned. Most know me as a music guy because I'm a singer-songwriter producer who also works a 9-to-5 in music licensing. So on a regular day, I deal with Excel spreadsheets and contracts, and on a regular night, I create. Working on the business side has definitely helped my creative side because I know what to look for in certain contracts and how to avoid janky ones. More on that in videos coming soon. I'm also known as a freelance web and graphics guy and a photographer, which means I do it from time to time when I'm saving for something. But I typically go on hiatus right after I get irritated at a client who wants filet mignon results with a top ramen budget. I'm also really passionate about social justice and equity for all mankind, which spans many different conversations about race, religion, culture, etc. So my social media pages can look a bit all over the place, which I'm trying to figure out because our generation has such a short attention span that they're fairly unforgiving to those who don't fit in a tidy little box. Other fun facts. I am ride or die for my hometown. From the music to the food, the architecture, the culture, museums. Chicago has it all. And I'm also one of those people that will call you out if you say you're from Chicago, but you're not.
I'm from Chicago. They would tell you that putting tanks on the street.
Evanston. You're not from Chicago,
That is
bro.
not true.
So let's be
Listen.
very honest. No, you're not from Chicago.
And I'll admit, some parts of it are pretty rough, including the area that I grew up in. But everybody who knows me knows that I go hard for my city. And I will debate anyone who tries to knock it. Next fun fact, I was your stereotypical band nerd. Shout out to the illustrious Diane Ellis, who was my band teacher and who expanded my horizons. Started in 4th grade, and at one point I was in 5 different band ensembles. Now my favorite part of that entire experience is being able to perform at Orchestra Hall on 7 different occasions with the Chicago All-City Band. Now my trumpet sits in the corner. Next fun fact, I was a child actor and filmmaker. Shout out to Mr. Gleason. Now from the 4th to the 8th grade, I was in video and theater club and it was my safe haven. Now our bread and butter was public service announcements about voting or about recycling. And then sometimes we made videos about blowing people up. Now the 5 years that I was in video club, we won 3 national awards that allotted one of our members to go to New York. 3rd time is the charm because I got to go in '99. Now that same year, 2 other films of mine were broadcast on HBO Family. What do you do when your film career peaks when you're 13? Honestly, I'm forever indebted to Mr. Gleason and Miss Ellis for showing a weird little dude from the hood how creativity can affect lives. Next fun fact. Now while I was a band nerd, I didn't start singing until I was 23. So I moved to LA to become the next Dark Child, but I had the hardest time trying to find singers. So after being frustrated for about a year, I just threw on the auto-tune and went at it. Now in the 7 years since, including the 18-month period that I had to take off because of a vocal injury, I've released 7 different projects, I'm working on an album right now, and I've already started planning the next one. And people wonder why I'm single. That's a loaded question. Moving on, I was an international triathlete. Now a triathlon is a sporting event that contains a running portion, a cycling portion, and a swimming portion. They come in all sorts of distances, but the most famous is the Ironman, which includes a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike, and a 26.2 mile run. From 1993 to 1997, every year we did the Negril Sprint Triathlon in Jamaica. Now these trips also included a volunteer portion where we donated school supplies and clothes and bicycles to underprivileged children. Now since then, I truly believe that you can never be your truest self until you experience a different culture outside of your own. Your comfort zone is the quickest way to mediocrity. So that's a little bit about me. I'll field any questions you have. You'll be seeing more videos on a myriad of topics, including some on the music industry, life in general, and a lot more music content coming soon. Why should you care? I mean, I don't know. I'm cool. I write tunes. I make facial expressions. That alone should keep you in.